Hey, JulesBlessedVegan, and as always, welcome to my channel. And for those of you who are new, I know you can benefit. So I'm talking about the importance of living one day at a time. But in this article, it's actually going to give you some tools for doing that. And that helps so much, right? Like you can talk about it all day, but if there's no plan or no tools, you're not going to get there. And by you, I mean me. Okay, so this is from A Conscious Rethink. I love the idea of that, to consciously rethink what's working for you or not. And of course, I'll include this in the description of the video. So why is it vital you live one day at a time, and how to do it? It's amazing how many of us live life with our thoughts fixed firmly in the past or in the future, but pay very little attention to the present. And get it, with the COVID, I understand why people wouldn't want to, with the insanity of that, but when we're not in the COVID, it's been the same story. Dwelling on the past is a trap that many of us fall into, consumed by what might have been or how it was all so much better way back when, which you know is debatable. But by doing this, we struggle to accept the realities of right here, right now. In contrast, some of us prefer to focus all of our attention on what we want for the future. We convince ourselves that we'll be happy once we've achieved X, Y, Z. I'm here to argue that you should never be living your life in the past nor in the future, but actually start living it in the here and now, taking each day as it comes. We need to stop letting the days slide by and start valuing every single one as the gift that it is. I love that. At the end of the day, all we truly have is the present moment right now. What we think of as the past is so brilliant. Take it in. Get ready. What we think of as the past is in fact our memories of the past, which our brains can and do select, alter, and skew. The past itself cannot be changed, much as we might try. It's so important to realize that the memories, and I pride myself on memories. I have an amazing memory. But memories, as we grow, as we change, as our values change, as our perceptions change, the memories also get modified. The future is completely intangible, and unless you're a believer in fate, it is yet completely undecided. It can only be shaped by the things you do every day and the decisions you make in the present. Even then, you can never be quite sure what's coming your way. I so agree with that. I mean, seriously, what we do today builds our tomorrow. And as my friend Tanny Raw always says, if you don't know Tanny Raw, she's a social media phenom on every health platform, is that we never know what's in our inbox. And that is so true. We all have this mystical inbox where life just serves up things daily. It may be a blessing, it may be a challenge, but will we be prepared? And that's why it's so important to ensure that we have our health, that we have our things in order, right? That we have a plan, and certainly the tools of acceptance as things come our way. Essentially, the only thing you have any influence over is today. So logically, the present is the only thing you should spend your time worrying about. Whilst we should all be taking life one day at a time no matter what, there are some situations in which doing so becomes particularly relevant and important. Let's take a look at a few different scenarios that we will all face sooner or later. Let's consider why taking each day as it comes is the best approach in all these different contexts. You know, it's so true. Everybody has a backstory. Oh my gosh. I feel like I know that more than ever now. And maybe it's because of the COVID and more people sharing online and people having a moment to breathe and dig a little deeper. But man, I always believed it anyway, but I can't agree more. I'm not judging a book by its cover. I'm not deciding what a person is until you've heard about it, because wow. So number one, when you're going through a tough time, every single human being on the planet, even the most privileged among us, will go through rough patches during the course of their life. Like, you can't pay your way out of it. That's so true. It's just part and parcel of the human experience, no matter how charmed our lives might look from the outside. But it's when we're feeling low that we are more likely than ever to start dwelling on things that we or others did in the past. or set our sights on a time far in the future where things will be different and we can finally be happy. What you need to be conscious of is that neither looking forward nor backwards is going to make you feel any better about how things are right here, right now. That's so true. I was seeing somebody who was saying a win has a binge, right? Consuming an astronomical number of calories in the premise of comforting oneself ever comforted them post binge, right? So like, yeah, in that moment, supposedly you're comforting yourself with food. You're trying to take care of whatever that problem is by anesthetizing yourself. But you always will fall short because the following day, you will never be comforted by that binge. In fact, you'll be wearing that binge and be even more miserable. And by you, I mean me, right? Taking one day at a time means not asking too much of yourself or neglecting your own needs. Focusing on just today means that you can make sure you nourish your body, nourish your mind and body, taking the baby steps necessary to make changes in your life. Number 2, when you've got a big long-term goal. Whether you're training for an Olympic gold or a long-distance trek, learning a new skill, or starting your own business, we all tend to look toward the day when we'll finally have achieved it. We forget to enjoy the journey. Oh, God, I so get that. I so get that. Which is a massive shame because the journey is often the best part. Yeah, like when I was doing my master's degree, and to be fair, it was a 14-month, I want to say expedited. Anyway, a very quick program. What is the word for that when they speed it up? I know to expedite means to give something to someone. Go easy on me, people. It's, of course, 11:30 at night. But anyway, they speeded it up. It was a ton of stuff. I did every single paper. I aced every bit of it. But I was so busy finishing it and getting there and turning everything in that I forgot to even absorb. Yeah, I mastered every article, but what do I retain? I was kind and loving to every single person, but who do I know? I mean, it was really unfortunate. I probably would have chosen to slow it down, honestly. I would have slowed it down because it was a loss on many levels, and I'm sorry for that. So, yeah, the best part is the journey. Having a goal that will take a long time to reach means that you can easily lose focus on it if you don't break it down into tiny goals. Again, Tanny Raw. And I tell you guys about the Raw Reset. Now you can change your life and at the very least get a buffet, a low-fat raw vegan buffet of ideas to later work on after you've gone through it and chosen what you want to do to change your life. And one of the things that she talks about is closing open loops. And there are so many things that are taking up residence in our brain and in our heart and in our soul that we haven't dealt with. And that's what this is, break it into tinier goals and intentions to be fulfilled every single day. It's hard to stay motivated when you don't realize that it's a cumulative effect of the things you do every single day that means you eventually achieve a goal. Again, I don't know why the energy of Tanny Raw is coming here, but this is all her stuff. Another thing she says is that moment plus moment equals momentum. It's so true. What you do every single day is going to eventually achieve that goal. Focusing on your small daily achievements will help you stay grounded and moving forward slowly but surely. And the other thing is having instant gratification. One of the reasons that I love to do the dishes is because I know that when they're done, the kitchen's clean, the dishes are clean, they're in the rack. It only takes, 5 to 7 minutes. I can really feel good about it from start to finish. When I sweep the floor, there's something picking up a horse dung, whatever it is. It's a tangible goal that I can do in a specific period of time and know that it's done and feel good about it. And I just think focusing on small daily achievements keeps us grounded, but also moving forward slowly but surely. Okay, number 3, when you're looking forward to something. Sure, you're excited about your wedding. Again, shout out to Tanny Raw, who's getting married in 22 days. Oh my gosh, February 23rd. So excited for her. You're excited about your wedding or your big adventure or your new house, but that doesn't mean that you should be wishing the days away. Oh my gosh, I have done this accidentally where I forget to breathe. I like literally am forgetting to inhale. I'm just like not living in the present. I'm waiting on whatever. I'm aiming towards whatever, and days are passing. My brain is filled up with a bunch of nonsense when things just aren't actually getting done. I've been caught in this cycle before. If we spend our lives trying to make time pass quicker until whatever it is happens, sooner or later we'll run out of time altogether. Oh, God, I know. I'm so sorry. Forgive me, Father, if I've wasted time. I'm so sorry. I'm trusting this is the half mark of my life. So brilliant that I get an equal amount of time to get on with it. I'm all in. Okay. If we spend our lives, and we'll wish we could go back and live all of those wasted days properly. Learning to savor the anticipation and look forward to something in a healthy manner without discounting the enjoyment that can be gained every single day can make your life an awful lot richer. You know, one thing I've done with intention this past month, not only, praise God, have I been clean the entire time in terms of my food, and I've been rebounding, which is a really good exercise for me, if not walking the track at school, etc., is that I have refused to go back. You know, I used to try and make up all the days that I missed of exercising. I tried to fill in my journal for days missed. No, and double no. I'm not doing it anymore. If I didn't do it, it's in the past, and I'm going to accept that that just didn't happen for whatever reason. And I'm going to get on with today. I'm done with that. You know, I'm just done with that. So how to live a day at a time. Let's see what they got. Now, we've established why and when we should be living one day at a time. Let's look at how. This is one of those things that sounds simple, but can be hard to do in practice, especially if you spent your whole life yearning for the past or focusing on the future. And I get that because at times in my life it was dangerous to be in the present. It was just dangerous. It meant that, like, I later learned to live compartmentalized. You know, I would put it in compartments to be safe and visit those compartments on occasion. I modified my personality per setting because it was safe to do that. So I totally get this. If you're not there, don't worry about it. It's talking about baby steps, right? So it says, here are a few small ways to anchor yourself firmly in the present and truly live every single day of your life. Number one, look at your mind and body. Tip number one, the most important of all is to ensure that you're nourishing your mind and body every single day. You can't expect to thrive if you're not giving yourself the necessary fuel and care day in and day out. And again, from someone who suffered from clinical depression, I would understand if you're like, Jules, I can't even get out of bed. The fact that I'm listening to you is by accident. It was a butt call. I accidentally touched my phone and you were on there. You know what I mean? I get it. You have no energy. You can't do it. I so get it. But again, this can be something that you can start very small. Can you just get dressed today? Even if you get back undressed and get back into bed, can you just wash your face when you never take the time? Can you brush that one tooth that's left in your mouth? Couldn't resist, sorry. Anyway, this may be big, but just know that it's here and you can revisit the video again and work your way towards it. Number two, don't live on autopilot. Guilty as charged. When we get into a routine and start doing the same thing every day, it's easy to stop being aware of those things. Catch yourself whenever you slide into autopilot and firmly bring yourself back into the room and start noticing the details around you, including the sights, sounds, and smells. I remember I was at my school site, and who knows, I was so busy doing, not this site, a previous one, but running around, chaos, serving everyone, whatever, and we had a teacher day for training, and there were no students. And I was standing on the playground, and to my right were all these beautiful flowers. And I was like, wait, hooey, whaty? Were you there yesterday? By all accounts, yes. I mean, seriously, maintenance didn't come that day and install all those flowers, okay? Those beautiful flowers were waiting to be noticed. And I apologized to God and said, I'm so sorry. Let me be in the detail. Oh my goodness. Okay, number 3, highly suggested, keep a journal. I haven't felt safe keeping a journal many times in my life. I don't even know, at the risk of someone finding it. And in fact, in my youth, someone did find a journal and embarrassed me to death over it. Just the commitment of it, I've had trouble with it. I'm in the middle of a journal now, largely for food. But anyway, recording your thoughts, worries, hopes, and observations is a wonderful way of checking in with yourself on a daily basis and getting anything that's been worrying you off your chest. That I love. Sometimes when I'm anxious at bedtime and I just keep running the reel of all the things that are due, I do write a quick note. I say, look, it's safe. Okay, you're not going to forget this in your sleep. It's safe. It's right here. It's on your bedstand, or it's in your lunch kit. You'll have it. You can deal with it tomorrow. And it does work. So this says each night, grab a pen, open your journal, and note down the important things that happened that day. Number 4, stop worrying about the what ifs. You know, that's so true. It says only 8% of all worries come to fruition. So 92% of the time, none of that's going down, okay? Worrying about what might or could happen is, as we all know, a total waste of time. Worrying about it will do precisely nothing to change the future. It will only make you miserable now and divert your attention from all the good stuff that's going on around you. Number 5, set achievable daily goals. The only goal in your life shouldn't be a big, intangible one that's hovering somewhere in your future. Setting small, achievable goals for yourself every day and doing your best to tick them off, meaning like off the list, will fill you with a sense of achievement and purpose when you go to bed at night. Guys, so true. Try writing these goals on a to-do list or post-it notes to keep things visual and present in your mind throughout the day. The key here is not to be too ambitious and to not get angry at yourself if sometimes you don't achieve them. I appreciate that. Congratulate yourself on the small things. There are days when even getting out of bed can seem like a huge challenge. I so get it. So when you do get up, get dressed, and feed yourself, pat yourself on the back. There are days when you'll achieve great things, but the days that really count are the ones on which you still show up and get things done, even when you just want to curl up in a ball and hibernate. That's what they say. 90% is just showing up, you know? 10% is the superhero stuff, but 90%, you showed up. I tell myself that with my students. To have their teacher present is more important than a substitute, right? Even if I'm perfectly imperfect in that moment, they need consistency, and I show up. Remember that you only get to live each day once. Again, Tanny Raw comes to mind. She always says, this is such a beautiful day. We've never seen this one. You know, in all of history, we've never seen this one. We'll never see it again. So beautiful. When you find yourself forgetting to take each day as it comes, remind yourself that every day that goes by is lost to you forever. We only have a limited number of days on this earth. So one should be lived to the full, not spent dwelling on the past or fretting about the future. Word. Wow, right? Wow. So again, remember that you only live each day once. Congratulate yourself on the small things. Set achievable daily goals. Stop worrying about what ifs. Keep a journal. And again, that's a hyperlink. It'll help you out if you need help. Don't live on autopilot. Look after your mind and body. That's how to implement living one day at a time. Why you should is when you're looking forward to something is a good reason. When you've got a big long-term goal, so important. When you're going through a tough time, right? All right, people, I thought that was powerful. So, the importance of living one day at a time. I'm all in. All right, like if you like, join us if you haven't. Subscribe. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of that article. What struck you? I'd love to know how I may support you. And until we talk again, best of all, in this moment, one day at a time, you are blessed.